In this lesson, I'd like to show you how to set up your slides in either portrait or landscape view. By default, your slides are created in landscape view. That means the width is wider than the height, but there may be a time when you need to go to portrait view. Perhaps you're just creating a flyer or a handout, or you have a portrait photograph that you'd like to include with the title on top. Whatever the reason, there are a few things you need to know. I'm starting with a brand new presentation, and if I come out here and hold down my Shift key and click on my slide view button or my normal button, you can see my slide master up here at the top along with all of my layouts, and you can see that they're all in landscape mode. Now, one hard rule you need to be aware of is that whether you choose landscape or portrait, all of your slides in your presentation, all of them are going to be portrait or landscape. You can't have, in a single presentation, you can't have one slide be portrait and another slide be landscape. So you have to choose one or the other. Now, if you'd like to run a slideshow that includes landscape and portrait, you can do that. But what you'll have to do is create one slideshow that has portrait and one slideshow that has landscape, and then combine both slideshows together and run them concurrently or side by side, something like that. But you can't have in a single presentation a mixed set of portrait landscape. Ideally, if you know you want to go portrait, you need to do that as your first thing. You really don't want to be switching your landscape to portrait and back and forth after you have several slides in place, because PowerPoint won't accommodate for the width of crunching everything together when it goes from landscape to portrait. So you'll have a lot of cleanup to do. Now, here I'm in slide view looking at my first slide. If I move out here to design view, all the way to the right, you'll see slide size. This is where you can choose standard or widescreen for the 4:3 or 16:9. But if you come down to custom slide size, you can choose portrait for your slides. Your handouts are already going to be in portrait, but I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now, this doesn't know if I have content out there or not. I don't have any content, so this isn't going to matter. I'm just going to choose maximize, and then you can see that it changes my landscape size to portrait size. But one thing you also need to be aware of, if you come out here and go back to your slide master, hold Shift and double click, you can see that all of my layouts as well as my slide master are all now in portrait view. So if I have any slides in my presentation that are relying on these layouts, they're also going to be scrunched up and made longer and less wide. So you may have a lot of cleanup to do there.